Hello, everyone. I see myself now. I don't know what happened. I gotta be honest. I'm gonna say live now. Okay. So, hi, everybody. I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Streaming issues. All I did was just restart it again, just like on IT Crowd, where it says turn it on and off again. That's all, literally all that I did. So I'm going to let a couple people jump in. Robert Crace, do you see me? Yay, I'm here now, which is good. I don't know why I was not there before. So I want to talk a little bit about this election coming up. I had a wonderful talk today in Wisconsin. And by the way, hi. If any of you see me, if the sound is off or anything like that, just let me know. So I had a wonderful talk with some people in Wisconsin today. They're all registering people to vote. Literal heroes. I think all of us should be doing that. I know it's tough during COVID and it's not that easy. But one of the things that was exciting about them registering people to vote is, and the reason I spoke to them is because they're the first people, the first connection they have to this election, to people that are getting registered. They're getting asked a lot of questions. And one of the questions they got asked was, we have an electoral college. Why should I bother voting? The electoral college is going to decide this election anyways. And this is the thing. Let me please tell you this. Your vote determines the electoral college. I don't believe in the electoral college. I think we should banish it, but right now we have it. So I want you to know right now, your vote, especially if you're in a swing state, is literal gold. Gold in those swing states. Of Florida, of Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, gold. This election might come down to 157 votes or 20,000 votes. And I wish that I could talk in a nonpartisan way. I wish I could just say, we're all going to have access to the ballot box and it's all going to be great. We know that's not true. We know Republicans right now are fighting very hard to make sure that Black and brown people do not have access to the ballot box. They're making sure we literally don't have access to ballot drop boxes in Ohio, and they're fighting Democrats in Pennsylvania. These drop boxes would be where we would take our ballots and they would be very secure. I don't want to get off on a tangent. I want to talk about this. This election is going to be tough. It's very, very tough. I'm thinking like a strategist. We have 3,154 counties across America. And each of those, in Louisiana, they call them parishes. In each of those counties, people are going to need to be able to get their absentee ballot, to be able to fill it out, to be able to return it, and not have it rejected. That means people are going to need massive voter education in all of those counties. They're going to need to know how to pick up their ballot, how to return their ballot. People are going to need to make sure that they haven't been purged off of voting rolls. Right now, a lot of you may not know this, there are people purged throughout the United States right now already. And that was one of the things that we talked about in Wisconsin. People, they're registering people and they're saying, hey, I'm already registered to vote. They said, well, why don't we check your voter registration? And they check it, and some people have found that their names are not on the voter registration. It's very incredibly upsetting to find out that you've been purged off the rolls. Ohio has purged hundreds of thousands of people and have been for a very long time. Wisconsin is slated to purge 250,000 voters. Some people have moved, some people have died, but the great bulk of them, at least 170,000 of them, haven't moved at all, haven't moved counties. They're still there, and they should not be purged. So we have a very tough road ahead. And what my worry is, what my frustration is, my fear is that a lot of people are not really thinking about this yet. I want people who are listening right now and who will watch the replay of this later. Right now, it's not just for the presidency of the United States, which is incredibly important. It's not just for control of Congress, which is incredibly important, but it's also for control of the state legislatures. Why is that important? Because the majority of them are the ones that are going to be redistricting the states, gerrymandering the states. As Karl Rove said, those who control redistricting control Congress. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have some massive issues here coming up. And I really want every single one of you that watches this or watches the replay to recognize that we do have a tough road ahead. I was very annoyed with a tweet or a conversation that Michael Moore said, Donald Trump's just going to win because of enthusiasm, right? Michael Moore said that. It's very ridiculous for him to say it in that way. He did not give it context. Why would Donald Trump win? Because of enthusiasm? No. Donald Trump did not win because of enthusiasm last time, and he would not win again from enthusiasm this time. He will win because of severe gerrymandering. He will win because he is harming the post office. He would win because of voter purges. He would win because of redistricting. I said gerrymandering, but I'll say it again. It's worth repeating. He will win because people are confused about their ballots and their ballots getting tossed out. So it is irresponsible of someone like Michael Moore to say Donald Trump's going to win because of enthusiasm. I don't want that talking point to ever be a part of our landscape. That is not what's happening right now. So when I say there's a tough road ahead, I mean there is a hell of a tough road ahead. We're going to have to make sure to register voters. We're going to have to make sure that they haven't been purged. We have to make sure that people are checking their registration all the way up until the date of when the registration cuts off in some states. We're going to have to make sure that voters vote early and know where their polling locations are. We're going to have to make sure that people volunteer to become to be poll workers. We're going to have to make sure that people know how to fill out their ballots. We're going to have to advocate for ballot collection, which some Republicans call ballot harvesting, which is a pejorative. It's a lie. It's grotesque. They call it that way. Ballot collection is legal in many states, and it's a way to like take your grandma's ballot to the post office for her and mail it. It's a way to drop it out the county clerk's office for her. It's for some disabled communities. It's for some Native communities where you have Native communities living in rural areas and on dirt roads, and their post office and or their county clerk's office is 40 miles away. And so they need to do ballot collection. So they go to each of their neighbors and collect the ballots that are sealed, and they drive them into town, and then they drop it off for their community. There is nothing wrong with that. The votes are not getting tampered with. That is not happening, okay? And that's another thing. We're going to have to fight disinformation right now. As you know, there's going to be less security briefings given to Congress. Gross. So we don't know what's going to be happening with election interference from other countries, particularly Putin, particularly Russia. We don't know what's going to happen with that. We already know that they do disinformation. We already know that this is what they're doing online. We already know some of the tactics they're using. Jenny Cohen, she's online. She talks a lot about the type of voting machines that we use. She's worried about votes being tampered with in voting booths. That is tough. We have a tough road ahead. So Trump is not going to win because of enthusiasm. He doesn't have the numbers. He's polling terribly. And the reason why he flipped the narrative on its head, the reason why Trump said, you know, the only way Democrats will win if there's massive cheating is because that is what he is doing. And I want the media to hear that too. The only way Trump is going to win with his polling is if he cheats. And they're cheating right now. If Trump, I want the media to use logic. If Trump was going to win, then he would make sure that people could mail their ballots and obtain their ballots and send them back. He would make sure that polling locations were open. He would make sure that during COVID that people were able to vote safely. He doesn't want to do any of that. So please understand that. Any of these narratives that you're seeing right now, that that voter fraud will happen. Voting fraud is incredibly rare. It happens at a 0.00003%. That's nothing. One voting rights expert said there are as many alien abductions, like written alien abductions, as there are voting fraud. Justin Levitt of Loyola University, he's a constitutional lawyer, said that there was 32 or 31 known cases of voter fraud out of 1 billion votes cast these last 20 years. That's it. And people get caught for that, and they go to jail for that. So that is not what's happening this election. People aren't harvesting ballots. People aren't committing voter fraud. That is not happening. What is happening is that people are fighting for the literal soul of this nation and to keep democracy alive. And so if you have friends being lackadaisical, if you have them kind of not being really focused on the election, please tell your friends, please wake up. Wake up. The election is coming, and it's coming fast and furious. And like that terrible movie series, we're in danger, okay? It is tough right now. So do not listen to anything when someone says, hi, Maya, hi. Please don't listen to any of the narratives of like Trump enthusiasm or the media trying to create this. Like today I heard NPR say, Black Lives Matter's polling numbers are plummeting. They didn't even hear what they said. They're saying that there is less support for Black people lives mattering. Okay? So the media isn't necessarily knowing how to craft these narratives right now. They're not really knowing how to report on these narratives. It's not protesters against other protesters. It's not that. It's protesters that are saying, please stop killing Black people. Please stop jailing us at these high rates. Please stop treating us like second-class citizens. And then you have Trump supporters that are saying, shut up. Those are the two narratives that are happening right now. And that's it. And the media needs to start figuring that out. It is not partisan to tell the truth about what is happening. Trump supporters are not trying to expand rights. That's not what they're doing. Okay? So I want people to start pushing back against the media. And I want you to realize that early voting starts very soon. It starts in about 5 states. It starts this coming month. Okay? So September 18th, it starts. So in 19 days, early voting starts in some states. And then it's going to start, let me try to put up my little calendar. Last time I tried to put up my banner and it didn't work, but I'm gonna try it again for a second. Let's see if my husband sees this. Do you see that, babe? Oh, I'm sorry, my husband is doing homework. He's in class. I'm gonna just double check. These are early voting dates that are coming up right now. Okay, do you see this? Okay, so Minnesota, South Dakota, Virginia, Vermont, and Michigan is coming up. It's coming up. So if you're living in one of those states, I need you to start saying to your friends and family, get registered, get your ballot in, go vote, check on your ballot, check on that. And I've already said to you all that you can use my resource that I put together for Dame Magazine. It's online right now. Is it here? That's not it right there. I thought I had a background for it. You can use my voting resource to find out. Okay. I have a couple comments here. Oh, thank you. You can see it. Thank you very much. Okay. So it isn't partisan to talk about voting rights. Media, it's not. It's not partisan to talk about wanting ballot boxes to be available. That's not a partisan issue. The media shouldn't treat it that way. Republicans use ballot boxes. Democrats use ballot boxes. We all do that, okay? You need to call out the media and say, this is not a partisan issue. The post office having machines ripped out of it should not be a partisan issue. The media should be asking, why did those machines, did they not work? Did they slow down people? I haven't seen that question. So I need the media to do well, and I need the media to do the job. But all of you, I need you to do this. If you're just tweeting, if you're just doing Facebook, that's okay. I don't ever I don't want to downplay that type of activism. And for some disabled voters, this is how they do their activism. So I'm not downplaying that at all. But if you're able to do more than tweet or do Facebook, if you're able to register voters, please do. If you're able to become a poll worker, please do. Okay? So I just want to say that it's not partisan, it's telling the truth. Thank you. Push back, okay? After September 18th, I will start doing these more around my husband's schedule because he's teaching class and I'm so proud of him, okay? And he's in school and I'm so proud of him. So I'm going to do it around his schedule. But I'm going to start doing more of these because I want to say something nice before I leave. You all, we have a chance. We have a real chance for Trump to leave office, for him to be voted out, for Biden to be voted in, for the first Black woman and South Asian woman ever to be in the White House. Do you understand that? To be vice president for the first time in history. We all can make history soon. Isn't that exciting? This terrible regime that's happening right now is going to get worse. And I know that there are some leftists, they call themselves leftists, online saying, what have the Democrats ever done for us? And part of that is not wrong. There are some Democrats who could do a lot more. But right now, we need Trump to be gone to be even able to contemplate how we're going to demand more change. Okay? And we can do that on starting in 19 days. We can start the process of removing Donald Trump from office. Remember that. Okay? I will see you all soon. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. I will see you all soon. And I need you all to be with me and push really hard. Push the media hard. Push groups, support groups that are getting the vote out. Okay? I will see you soon. Maybe at the end of this week. Okay? Bye.